Hi everybody and welcome for another strategies, tactics and boosts video. And in fact, it's not another video, another show. It's the last show of this year, of year 2023. This is the last strategies video we are doing for F1 class for this year. And of course, it's the New Year event that we are going to talk about. Opening and final round, the 8 tracks we are racing this weekend. I hope our last video for the qualifying round helped you to make it to the opening round. And before we go on, let me remind you that in the description below of this video, you will find my Discord server link. Click on it, join my Discord server, and you will find all my strategies uploaded there. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, so you can have them anytime you want, 24/7, have access to them and use them as you like. Okay, let's go and see our 8 tracks for this weekend. It's going to be an interesting event. We have some rain, we have some high temperatures, we have some tricky tracks that, we have problems. We had problems in the past, so let's go and see them. As I told you, we're going to have rain 100%. We are going to have a wet race in Silverstone and chances of rain in Miami and Barcelona. Big chances of high temperature in Jeddah. As you can see, it goes up to 37. So we have to be careful there with the choice of our compounds, and the rest of the tracks are are okay, no rain or high temperatures, but not so easy. Let's start with Monza, and we end up with Hungary, 2 tracks that are difficult. We had difficulties in the past. The fastest lap for this event is counted in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And let's see them one by one. It's Monza, Brazil, Jeddah, Miami, Austin, Barcelona, Silverstone, and Hungary. The 8 tracks we are going to race 2 times, one on Saturday, and if we make it to the final, one more time on Sunday. Okay, so let's get started. And of course, let's get started with Monza, where we know that this is the safest choice to go. 4-4, hard. If you have great tire management, it can be even better and faster if you go 4-4 medium hard, because in our first stint we will be fast due to the mediums and we will not push at all. We don't need to push. We will charge 100% our ERS, and we will have our power unit at 100% for our second stint with the hards. So if you can do it, medium hard is even better, of course. And if you are at the top of the grid, maybe at the highest positions in the middle of the grid, let's say if we are top 10, then 2 pit stops is of course a very good choice. If we make it, if we are at the top, it's the fastest choice, and it's 2 pit stops with all its variations depending on variations of tire choices, because it all depends on our tire management and how much we want to push or not. So it's 233 and 332, either with softs or mediums. And of course, in a track like this, mainly combo boosts are the best choice, but if we need something with race start, if we do 2 pit stops, Kavai would be the best choice, and then Kupa. If we go 1 pit stop, medium hard or hard, then Kupa and Prince and Herald and Oud and Street Shark and Firework. And Firework is the boost of this week. They are great choices. Second track is Brazil. As I said before, we are going to. This is where our fastest lap is going to be is going to count. So, for those of you that believe you need to do the fastest lap, this is where to do it. Okay, let's go. Of course, one pit strategy, especially if we are not at the top of the grid, is the best choice. 4-5 and 5-4, medium hard, and if we are 5-4, then and we have the tire management, or we can boost our tire management with Frost, Char, Pretzel, Movember, then 5-4 medium is the fastest strategy. And second choice, 2 pit stops, all softs. Of course, this is how we go to do the fast lap, with softs, of course, and 2 pit stops. If we are at the top, no discussion, no brainer. One driver, 5-4, medium. Second driver, the top driver is going with 2 pit stops, all softs. If we are at the back or in the middle of the grid, for this strategy to work, we need a great race start. So if you don't have good race start in your driver, boost it, because in order for this strategy to work, we need a good race start. For the fastest lap, I would go with Merlion, because this is a very fast track with fast straights and cornering, so we need to boost our car in both aspects. So for me, Merlion is the best choice here to go and chase the fastest lap. Of course, against if we have a normal matchmaking, a lower matchmaking, we can easily go like this, 4-5 soft medium. I wouldn't recommend it against a maxed out bot or a real opponent. It's very fast, but we cannot push almost no. We can push so little that if we find ourselves chasing our opponent, we will be in a disadvantage. So it's a very fast strategy because of the compound choice, but it's not for needy races. It's not when we have big competition in the race. It will be a little bit difficult to handle this strategy. Okay, now we go to Jeddah, where for me it's only one strategy, one way. 2 pit stops, soft, hard, as you can see, and hard, soft, medium, maybe, if we don't have good tire management and we want to push a lot in our last stint, we need the mediums. And if we have high temperature, over 30 degrees, which is very possible this time, if you remember, it would be up to 37. Let me check it out. Yeah, up to 37. Okay, so then mediums, probably a one-way choice for the last stint, not for the middle stint. There we don't need to use mediums. Even in a high temperature, we will use softs, but we are not going to push the red button. We will conserve a lot, charge our power unit, and use it in the last stint with the mediums. The same goes with this strategy. We go both stints with softs, even with a high temperature. First stint, we push at the beginning of the race, and that's it. Then we conserve a little bit. Second stint, we conserve a lot. Maybe we go only on yellow, but we don't push. We just charge our power unit. So with 100% power unit for our last stint with hards, we can be fast even using by using the hard compound. So this is the way to go. Of course, if our tire management is bad, then we either choose something like char or frost to boost our tire management and go with softs, or we go with mediums instead of softs. Okay, next one is Miami with chances of rain. And again here, Miami is the same as Jeddah, 2 pit stops, but here we don't need the hards. It goes soft, soft, medium, and medium, soft, soft if we have good tire management. If not, then it's medium, soft, medium. This is, but I'm always trying to tell you that, to remind you that choosing your compounds, what compound you're going to use, especially in tracks like Jeddah or Miami or Imola or Monza, it all depends on your setup, on your driver's tire management, and whether you are using a tire management boost or not. So this is the safest choice. Last thing, you can push a lot. If you ask me, the fastest choice is medium, soft, soft, but you will need to have very good tire management in order to go 2 laps with softs and push your driver. Now, if it rains, the bots, the strategy bots is 3-3-1. We don't want to pit in lap 3 and in lap 6 if we are at the back or in the middle of the grid. If we are at the top of the grid, we don't care about it. So we have to avoid 3 and 6. This is why we pit on lap number 2, lap number 4, and that's it. We pit before the bots, so we do the undercut when it's a wet race, and we leave the bots pit all together, 20 cars, 22 cars pitting in the same lap. They will lose so much time that we will benefit even from that. Even if we start at the back of the grid, the bots will lose so much time twice while they are going to pit on lap 3 and lap 6, that this is a big gain for us. So this is why we pit before the bots and not with the bots. And of course, if we are at the top of the grid, first pit, it can go with the bots, 3, but we are at the top of the grid, so we don't care because we are not going to have issues with pit lane traffic. So it's 3-2-2. And by the way, if you are afraid of going both your drivers 2-2-3 because of stacking, then you can go one driver 2-2-3 and the second driver 2-3-2. This way you only have to be careful, avoid stacking in your first pit stop, where you could easily go your first driver without service. So he will make a fast pit stop, and you can easily use something like Kavai or Oud, or of course Merlion or TuneIn, to boost even more your pit times, and then you will avoid pit stacking. So this is an extra solution for you that you are afraid that your drivers will that you are going to have stacking in your pit stop. 2-2-3 your one driver, and 2-3-2 your second driver, and that's it. Don't The driver that will enter the pit first will won't service in your first pit, and you will have a fast pit time and avoid stacking. Okay, so next one is Austin. We stay in the United States for a dry race, and Austin again is in a one-way choice. One pit stop. It's 4-3 for your first driver, and 3-4 for your first driver, and 4-3 for your second driver. The only decision you have to make is which compound you are going to use, and depending on your tire management, again you are going to make that selection. It's 4-3 or 3-4 medium or 3-4 medium hard, but of course the fastest one is soft medium and medium soft, 3-4 and 4-3. If your driver cannot support this, use a tire management boost. Forget everything else. Use a tire management boost and go for soft medium soft, only because of the tires that you are going to use the fastest tire compounds. You are going to be fast enough to have a great result. So if you don't have good tire management, use Char, use Frost, use Pretzel, use Movember, use a tire management boost in order to follow this strategy. This is the fastest. These two are the fastest strategies you can go. Okay. Next one is Barcelona, with some chances of rain. Here, let me remind you that we have issues with tire management. We cannot go 4 laps with softs like we do in Mexico or in Hungary. So this is why here we change our strategies, and we go even for 2 pit stops. Similar tracks like Hungary and Mexico, we only go for 1 pit stop, but there we can go for 1 pit stop easier using fast compounds. Here, in order to go with 1 pit stop, we will have to use hards. We can do it, especially if we are at the back. Is a very clever strategy and very successful strategy. And the opposite, of course, but the fastest strategy is this one, 4-4, both stints with mediums. And the second fastest strategy is 3-3-2, but in order to go for this strategy, it would be better if you are in the middle or at the top of the grid. If you are at the back of the grid, go both drivers 4-4 with mediums, or 5-3, one driver 5-3 hard soft and the other one 4-4 with mediums. If it rains, give me 1 second. Yes, okay, we're okay. If it rains, if we are at the back, in the middle, or at the top of the grid, 4-4, both drivers, the bots are going to pit mainly in lap 5, so only if we are at the top of the grid we can go and pit in lap 5. 4-4 for both drivers, or 4-4 our second driver, and 5-3 the driver that is at the top three positions of the grid. Let's go to another wet race, which is Silverstone, and again here bots are pitting at lap 4. Too much traffic in a small pit lane, in a very slow pit lane like Silverstone, so we have to avoid pit traffic. 3-4 we pit before the bots, and only if we are at the top of the grid we go 4-3. If you are afraid of going both drivers 3-4, then you should try 2-3-2, avoid again pit traffic, but going with for 2 pit stops in a wet race in Silverstone, it will be a disadvantage. So this must be your last solution. Try both drivers 3-4 if you are at the back or in the middle of the grid, and separate them so you can do you can avoid stacking. And of course, if we are at the top of the grid, no problems there, we pit at lap 4 our top driver and we are okay. Last but not least, last track is Hungary. That turn 1, as you can see it in the track map, is where half of the race is decided at the beginning of the race. If you don't stuck there in traffic, then the race will go smoothly. If you stuck there, then problems and recovery is very difficult in Hungary. Here, the second fastest strategy is this one, 5-3, medium soft. And the fastest, of course you can do the opposite, but the fastest strategy of all is 4-4 soft medium. If you don't have, because 4 laps with softs here is on the edge, a few meters before the pit lane in the first stint, we will probably be out of tires. If you don't have good, for example, Prost cannot do 4 laps with softs if you don't boost his tire management. So if you don't boost your tire management and you don't have good tire management, then follow the same strategy but choose both stints with mediums. And give me 1 second. Yeah, and that's it. So I would go for 4 soft medium or medium medium depending on our tire management for my first driver, and 5-3 medium soft or even hard soft if you cannot go 5 laps with mediums for my second driver. And this is how I race. If you have seen my live streams, this is how I race in Hungary. Okay, that's it. And of course, as I told you before, for Hungary, it's going to be one of the tracks that will decide our final score, because it's not an easy one, and against a higher team score opponent, it's going to be difficult to get the result we want. So we need some luck and we need a good start. That turn 1 is where half of the result will be decided. Okay, let's go. and revise our tracks. See again where we are racing this weekend: Monza, Sao Paulo, Jeddah, Miami, Austin, Barcelona, Silverstone, and Hungaroring our 8 tracks. Rain in Miami, Barcelona, and for sure in Silverstone. High temperatures in Jeddah, where we have to be careful with our compound choosing. Okay, that's it. Oh, the phone is still back there. Okay, let it stay. Thank you for. Give me 1 second. Can I do it? Yep, I can do it. Ah, I did it. You know, it's magic. You can do it. Phone open. Phone close. Okay, so that's it for today. That's it for 2023, everybody. This is the last video for this year, the last strategy video. We have 2 more videos, 2 live streams on Saturday and Sunday, New Year's Eve. I'm going to be live streaming my final, of course, and I'm expecting you there. Of course, I will do it a little bit earlier than usual so I can go and have celebrate the new year coming with my family. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the like button, and come back for my next video. I wish this guide is going to help you, and I wish everybody has great results on Sunday finals. Thank you so much for watching this. See you on Saturday. Bye everybody. Bye.